and potential. But even better, it should allow us and encourage participation rather than relying and depending on others to save us. We should save ourselves. Thank you very much.
So a round of applause for Swayze. Thank you. So good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And for the people at the back, good afternoon. Thank you. My name's Royston John. Thank you for giving your time to come out here this afternoon. Just the fact that you're sitting in this room is an indication of your forward thinking, your intentionality, your identity and clarity about who you are. And this gives us an opportunity to make an economic step to go forward. So the challenge we have this afternoon is time. We are running very late. Yeah, not just a little bit late, we're running very late. So I'm going to appeal to all our speakers that if you're down for 10 minutes, then make it 7. If you're down for 15, then make it 10, so that we can trim that time back and create space for every voice to be heard. Okay? You can do that for me? A nod would be good if you're out there and you know who you are. Okay? So, can I ask one thing? Your mobile phones, can you at least put it on vibrate for me, please? Yeah? Rather than have it ring. And that honors you and that honors everyone else in the room. Thank you. And if you do it now, then you'll know that you've done it, rather than I'll do it in a minute. Okay, so moving forward, we want to hear from Stanford Dyer. And what I know about Stanford is that he's lived in Tanzania for the last 20 years and is wedded to this idea of why we're here this afternoon. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome Stanford.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. I prefer to use brothers and sisters. It's more of a family, because this is a family affair, rather than ladies and gentlemen. I want to bring us back into what we are, a family. Africa, we're a family. Now, the idea of the co-op came up from my being in Tanzania and being in Africa for the past 20 years, having business in Africa, realizing the problems that we face as black people because of the business which I'm doing there and the challenges which we face. And as a person who is a visionary, I do not let things pass me, so I do observe what is going on. But before I go into what I have to say, basically, I would like to give a quote from one of our greatest inspirators, Muhammad Ali. Freedom. For all kids and people around the world, if you want to be the greatest, stand up for each other. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. And always be true to yourself. When you reach the mountaintop, try not to look down on anyone. Treat all people with kindness and respect, no matter how famous we become. No matter how wealthy one becomes, it is only the heart that makes us great or small. Remember the responsibility that comes with fame. there will be little boys and girls looking up to you. Lead them well. This was stated by Muhammad Ali over a year ago, and despite his illness, he still believes that he can achieve this goal of getting us free. He does not give up. And what I'm trying to say, brothers and sisters, is that we as a people seem like we've lost our way, right? We seem to believe that we cannot achieve anything. Every time I talk to people, what makes you think you can do that? Well, no. I believe that I can be at the top. I leave school at 15. I have no O-levels, I have no A-levels. Okay? I have no certificate. But I always believe that I can be at the top. I never gave up on that. When I leave school, I started sailing, and I was chief officer in the Navy. I was given my own ship, but unfortunately, at the same time, I became ill, so I had to give up the sea. So in this country, where 40 years ago, where black people hardly could, become anything from anywhere, and I was given the position of that. So I always believe that I can be successful, and I believe that every one of us here can be also. Now, the idea of the cooperative came up, I used to listen to a radio station called Galaxy. And they asked the question, what can be done? What can be done? So I put out an idea, and they said, well, why don't you try and, write it down or bring it up or something like that? I said, okay, fine. So I went home and I wrote it down what I think that should be done. Now, although the idea of the co-op is old, and the spirit of renewal and self-help these days is a challenging one, the African co-op was born out of the spirit of renewal, of what our ancestors did best, unite and struggle to survive. It is a hard and trying economic climate for all black people in Africa, Caribbean, even in USA, which is the #1 economy in the world. I go there and I see the poverty that our people are in. It's ridiculous. And yet still we have a continent down there. They talk about the American dream. You can dream bigger than America in the land that we have. Why this cooperative? It pains me to think that this country, the economy of this country is greater than that of the whole of Africa. This country, which is 1/100th times of the size of Africa, need 100 times you can put this country into Africa. There's 60 million people here, and there's over 1 billion there. The economy here is 2.5 trillion. The economy of Africa is 2.5 trillion. Please, how do you fathom that? Yeah? This is why we need a co-op. We need a giant. We need a giant company to tackle the Tatars, the Bransons. It's not good coming with that little thing at the side of the road. We ain't going to do that. We need something big. And this is what the cooperative idea is all about. Basically, having given this matter a lot of thought, I had the cooperative idea and sold it to associates and friends. I heard a brother speaker who was just speaking here on Galaxy, and I called him. I said, this man is he's a true man. He's sincere. He wants to do something. And I met with him and I showed him the idea that I had, and he understood it even better than I did. He said, look, this man, Aga Khan, he has that with his people in Africa there. That's very similar to what he's doing. And we took it up from there. We want to build a solid cooperative of black people, by black people, for black people, wherever we live. We as a people, we are more out of the diaspora, in the diaspora, than the Chinese, than the Indians. We are more, there are more black people out of Africa than there is Chinese out of China. We are more black people out of Africa than there are Indians out of India. And yet still, look at our state. Everyone else is up there somewhere, right? We have more leaders in the world than any other nation. We have more presidents and prime ministers, you know, than the Chinese and the Indians. So what are we doing? Yeah? So with this we want to build a solid cooperative for black people. And I said, a cooperative with a gender enterprise, hard work, self-reliance, and success. And leave behind a legacy and example for coming generations. We will search for all avenues of enterprises, ventures that reflect our needs. We want to stop the exploitation of our people and our resources. We want to stop buying our own food, clothing, children's toys, and household goods from others, thereby enriching others and in consolidating our poverty and lack of enterprise. Brothers and sisters, I cannot emphasize enough, you know, and time does not permit me to really go into what I would like to say, to highlight the problems that we are facing and what we can do. But the challenges are there, and I believe that we can do it. I don't think that when you go there and you see the other man that he's better than you, you have the same hands, feet, mind. In fact, we have some of the greatest minds out there. The problem that I saw, we don't come together. This is the idea of the cooperative. To try to bring those minds together. That's what is keeping us back. We have not been coming together. You have, this man is talking over there in that corner, that man is talking. No, please, let us come together. Let us put our brains together and put this idea forward and work on it. That's what we need. Stop this, oh, I'm from there, oh, my tribe there. No. We're Africans. Wherever we are, we're Africans. And we have a duty. When I see my people being beaten or trodden down by these people, it's me. I feel, well, what am I leaving for my children? You know? This is the idea of the co-op. This is why you need the co-op. And we can do it if we work at it. As I said, time does not really permit me, and I hope that I can come back again and maybe give you all some more of what I have to say. But please, accept this, and as I said, okay, thank you all very much.